J.D. Vance was fortunate enough to meet with Pope Francis on Easter Sunday, praying for his good health.
A few moments later.
Pope Francis has died this morning. That man went into the hospital, got double pneumonia, came out just so he could tear J.D. Vance a new ass, and then died. Like, literally the day after Easter? Is this just a continued sign of things to come? Look, all joking aside, though, this is a terrible time. I know that it may shock a lot of you, but I'm actually a Catholic, so this is going to be a time of mourning for a lot of us. And what a hopefully the new Pope will bring in some fresh ideas and rejuvenate the papacy and hopefully lead us in a better direction, because right now humanity seems to need a leader better than the ones we got.
Okay then, JD, could you come to the front of the room, please? What did you do or have done to this man for refusing to meet with you? This feels sketch. Is this because he wouldn't meet with you because you think you're Catholic? You think you're Catholic because you converted and now you know all the Catholic stuff. You know it all better than the Pope. So sure he was going to meet with you. But then he sent somebody else to rip you a new one over being a shit Christian, okay? Which somebody needed to do, JD. Somebody needs to do that with all of you. You're the lucky one who got the sit down, okay? So you got a heads up that you're in not a great place soteriologically. Bitch, what did you do? You didn't deserve to meet the Pope. Sean Spicer didn't get to meet the Pope. Why should you meet the Pope? Sean Spicer was born Catholic. And certainly never tried to tell the Pope about Catholic theology. Okay. So what did you do? Seriously, what did you do? Just admit. It's better to admit it now. It's better to just admit it now. And yes, this is on my bingo card. Is this what you're gonna do? Is this what you're going for? I don't like this. I don't like it.
So you mean to tell me that Pope Francis, an anti-Trump critic, his last private encounter, his last private meeting was with Vice President J.D. Vance, and hours later he died? He passed away? See, Pope Francis had been recovering from double pneumonia, and while he really didn't have all the energy to be participating in all of the formal events that the Vatican had planned for Saturday, he still made sure to muster the little bit of energy that he had to meet up with Vice President J.D. Vance for a meeting that only lasted a few minutes. He wanted to give off some good, Easter greetings, as well as let them know his final thoughts, and I do mean final thoughts, on the Trump administration. The information that I'm about to read off to you is coming from an article that can be found on USA.com. So the Pope and the Vatican officials have criticized several of the policies of President Donald Trump's administration, including his plans to deport millions of migrants from the United States and his widespread cut of foreign aid and domestic welfare programs. Francis has called the immigration crackdown a disgrace. Vance, who became Catholic in 2019, has cited medieval era Catholic teachings to try to justify the policy. So I guess he was trying to tell the Pope that there was religious reason for these mass deportations. I don't know. But the Pope rebutted the theological concept that Vance tried to use to defend the crackdown in an unusual open letter to the U.S. Catholic bishops about the Trump's administration in February, and called Trump's plan a major crisis for the United States. So even though this man was fighting double pneumonia, he couldn't even be present for the actual official duties for the Vaticans that they had planned for Saturday. He still made sure to have this meeting that only lasted a few minutes with Vice President J.D. Vance to let him know his final thoughts of how he feels about this administration, and then he passed away in his sleep in the early mornings. That's crazy.
So the Pope opens 5 holy doors on Christmas Eve and then dies on Easter. That's a little coincidental, no? Like, I just don't think that's a coincidence. It seems a little odd. Like, Christmas Eve, he does the whole spiritual ritual with the doors and the ceremony for the Jubilee, which I get happens, often. So I'm not saying that that's the weird part. Like, that does happen. But, like, opening these sealed doors and doing whatever that was on Christmas Eve, and then passing away on Easter Monday. And, like, the ties between those two holidays. You know what I mean? It just seems like it was, like, a ritual type of thing. I don't know. Seems like something that, like, would look like a coincidence, but, like, to me, that's just, like, too coincidental. The two holidays are literally, like, related. And, like, on the first holiday, you opened up the doors for, the energy, whatever, for that ceremony, I understand. But then you are, laid to rest, I guess, on Easter. That's when that ends. I just feel like there's some connection between these two events. I don't know.
Well, I think the Pope said, I have seen Satan in real life. J.D. Vance, get me the hell out of here. The look that he gave him. Yeah, I am sure that he saw Satan and all of the demons of hell in J.D. Vance and said, that's it. Time for me to go and talk to St. Peter.
The Pope passed away 4 hours after shaking his hand. He met one of the devil's disciples and then died shortly after. Do with that information what you will.
The Pope passing away on Easter 24 hours after meeting J.D. Vance is like Santa Claus passing away on Christmas 24 hours after meeting the Grinch.
Y'all, they saying J.D. Vance killed the Pope. Wow, that's crazy. Who said that? Me. Let's keep the rumor going. What I want to know is how terrible of a person does J.D. Vance have to be in order for you to meet the Pope, okay, on Easter Sunday, a blessed day, and the Pope want to hit next day shipping as soon as he meets you. And he was immunocompromised. He had pneumonia. So you went in and saw him without a mask, without gloves, knowing that your ass don't believe in vaccines, and we know you don't wash your ass. Was this a DEI effort? You know y'all don't have jurisdiction in the Vatican, right, to get your DEI efforts out the way? But I digress. What I want to know is the Pope, the poor Pope, the man who advocates for war-torn children and immigrants and climate change, that's who y'all wanted to get up out the paint? Because we know you had one agenda only. And my thing is, logically, walk with me. If something happens to my husband today, they're going to be like, who were you with last night, right? Who were you with yesterday? Who were the last people to see you? And it's going to be me. And then they're going to put me on court. So I just feel like, if you catch my drift, J.D. Vance, he got to go to court for this. We got to figure out if and when he gave him the kiss of death. Thank you.
Now that we know that JD's the reason that the Pope passed, can we talk about how weird Catholic converts are? Especially the adult ones? And I was born and raised Catholic. I was in the Catholic Church from the second I was born till high school. All the time. I was in the church all the time. But growing up Catholic as a kid, it makes sense. Our parents are there, so we're gonna follow all these strict rules. And we're young. We don't know about free will that much. But then as we get older, we kind of just stop caring about the rules. I know so many Catholics that drink a ton, smoke a lot, have tattoos, piercings, and been divorced. They do it all. They don't care. It's they'll be praise God, and then light up 420, We have built-in guilt, so I think that's what keeps us from doing bad things. But the adult converts, oh my God. I saw a video where someone said that Catholics are what evangelicals wish they were. Maybe JD was like, I can't become an evangelical. Or was he evangelical? I don't fucking know. But he was like, I need to be better. I'm gonna be a Catholic. And now he thinks he's a holy man. As all converts do. Born and raised ones, we're too guilty to feel like we're, better than everyone else because we feel guilty as shit all the time.
Do y'all remember when People magazine released that article about how Betty White was about to turn 100 and then literally a week later she died? That I feel like is what just happened with J.D. Vance and the Pope. Because why did J.D. Vance just visit the Pope and then literally 7 hours later Pope Francis died? He died. And I know the Pope has been sick for a while, the poor old guy, but it's 7 hours 7 hours after he left, hours, like in the same day. And to top it all off, apparently the meeting wasn't even good. Like, it was horribly awkward and nobody really had a good time. Mind you, Pope Francis is considered one of the most progressive popes that's like been in the Catholic Church ever, because he was really forward about not judging people for being LGBT, like within the LGBT community. He was really, really open about discussing like child abuse within the church and like how that's been a big problem in the Catholic Church. And so he was like considered really progressive for being a pope. Met with JD Vance. Died. I mean, just from a PR stance, you know, obviously, it's giving People magazine. It's just like, what a shame. It really is.
I just learned of the passing of Pope Francis. My heart goes out to the millions of Christians all over the world who loved him. I was happy to see him yesterday, but though he was obviously very ill, may God rest his soul. The Pope died shortly after touching JD Vance's demonic hand. He might be the Antichrist. It's true. He is. He is the Antichrist. He is literally from the Antichrist administration. He was the envoy, a servant of the devil. Dude, there is nothing funnier to me than how much the Trump administration plays the role of like biblical Satan so perfectly. Okay? 4 horsemen of the apocalypse type shit on a regular basis. Measles cases are popping off. There's mass disease, death and destruction everywhere. Your second in command, the shadow president, who is literally a lizard person, can't even behave normally, Elon Musk, but he's trying to put microchips in people's brains. They're doing black bagging operations for the state of Israel for the crime of saying mean things about the apartheid state, doing a genocide, mass disease everywhere. Very clearly, these guys are trying to nuke everything. These are the end of times. And virtually all of the people that are supposed to believe in angels and Jesus Christ coming back to fucking earth or whatever, unironically love this guy. How is this possible? If you are hallucinating on a daily fucking basis that the end times are near, well, these guys are bringing it. They're bringing it to you. And you still are just like, hell yeah, nah, you don't understand. It's actually them goddamn libtards that are bringing the end of times, not my president. It's like, what more can you see from this administration that will cause you to go, you know what? Maybe these guys are not the good guys here. Dude, the guy, the servant of Satan, went and shook the hand of the holiest holy man of Catholicism and killed him. And you're still going, I don't care. It makes me so mad because I don't believe in any of that shit, okay? I don't believe in any of that shit, but you do. You believe it. So why don't you see the things that you believe? It's unfolding in front of your eyes.
Ma,
Yeah.
we bereaved.
Who gone?
The Pope.
Oh! Francis! I just seen him Francis!
Ma, please.
Ooh, the Pope. The Pope. You know, he didn't look good yesterday. He couldn't even bless the people up high. He had to bless them down low. So he knew his time was about up.
Ma.
He got himself blessed. He said, I'm out.
He blessed.
Oh! He blessed himself.
You know who came to visit him the day before?
Who?
Vice President of the United States.
Oh, now that was a bad move right there.
Period. Because you know what he did to that trophy.
Yeah, okay.
You think they're going to call you the same?
Huh?
You think they're going to call you the same?
I told them.
Oh, they already reached out.
Yeah.
Ma, what'd you tell them?
I said, I can't sing for Francis.
What?
Fran.
Ooh! Who is he?
Fran.
Ooh, you've been knowing him a long time.
Oh, down through the years. Woo! I only sell them that in private. I can't, that's a private thing between us.
What?
But I know that when he didn't raise his hand, the hand didn't come up high to bless
How he raised it?
He went, I said, Pope. Fran, that is not blessing the people. He blessed himself right on out of here. That's all that was. I'm blessed and I'm out.
Wow.
Immediately, he stepped into the room, and I just got the most evil presence. Like, the vibes were so off.
Yikes.
So, okay, let me paint you a picture. So I was sitting there in my gown, per usual. I was serving.
I know, that's right.
And He walks up to me and he shakes my hand, and it's the clammiest, like shakiest, sweaty palm I think I've ever touched. And I'm sorry, it's okay. It literally felt like I was shaking hands with the devil. Oh, myself. I knew that I was shaking my hands with the Antichrist. It's okay, Diva. I'm sorry. Let it out. I'm thinking let your tears out. You don't have to see him anymore. You're safe with me. Thank you. Oh my God, it was literally so awful. Oh my God, and the smell, odor. Oh my God, he literally smelled like chili. Chili, like not like a good chili, like a bad chili, like chili that's been sitting in the sun for a couple of days. Ooh, it took me out, honestly.